Welcome to today's deep dive. So, you know that very specific moment of betrayal in your kitchen. You buy a pristine yellow banana, leave it on the counter for like exactly 2 days, and suddenly it's just covered in brown
Oh,
spots.
yeah. It goes from the perfect snack to, well, basically a tiny leopard.
Right, a tiny leopard. And today we're actually taking a deep dive into some notes from a nature and innovation class. Our mission is to see why that exact moment of betrayal is really an untapped gold mine for human biology and zero waste economics.
Biologically speaking, that leopard spotted much is at its absolute peak. But, for most people, texture aversion just kicks in hard.
Desperately.
Which brings us to the core of this class study. We're looking at two students, Kesser and Steen,
Hmm.
and Steen's mom, who actually flat out refused to eat these spotted bananas for her post-workout potassium boost.
Just because they looked a little bruised, I mean, sacrificing your muscle gains over some brown spots is objectively hilarious.
It really is.
Yeah.
But rather than just throwing them out, the boys turn this into like a wilderness chemistry experiment. They mash these overripe bananas into a batter.
Wait, they didn't just bake them in an oven
No,
for it.
no. They use local oats, some whole grain flour, an egg from Oma's garden hens, and this is the best part. They bake this makeshift survival pancake right over an open campfire.
That is amazing. And they call it the baking powder magic powder, I think?
Yeah, magic powder. And that texture the mom hated. That's just the natural breakdown of starches into sugars. It makes it perfect for baking.
And the chemical payload inside, like the actual nutrients, remains exactly the same.
Exactly. The mushiness doesn't change the fact that the mineral she was hunting for, potassium, is all still there.
Right, potassium. Big K on the periodic table. And a medium banana packs, what, about 350 milligrams of this stuff?
Give or take, yeah.
But why is it so critical post-workout? Like, what is potassium actually doing in there?
Think of it as a tiny biological spark plug. So it moves back and forth across your cell walls to create an electrical charge.
Okay, an electrical charge.
Yeah. Without that exact electrical gradient, your nerves literally cannot send the signal telling your muscles to contract, or crucially, telling your heart to beat.
Oh, wow. So the kidneys are essentially the body's bouncers for potassium then.
That is a great way to put it, actually.
Like they're constantly checking IDs at the door, making sure there's never too much or too little in the bloodstream, because I'd imagine a sudden spike could just short circuit the heart.
Spot on. Your
Okay.
kidneys are working around the clock just to maintain that super delicate balance.
Okay, but hang on. If potassium is this vital biological spark plug, tossing the banana peel in the trash seems, I don't know, like throwing away half the battery.
Which is precisely why you shouldn't throw it away.
Yeah.
You brew it,
Wait, brew it like tea.
exactly like tea. Steen actually realized they could extract those residual nutrients just by steeping the peels in water right on the counter.
No.
Yeah, he Googled the magical power of banana peels and found out you can make a potent fertilizer tea for the garden because, banana peels are incredibly water soluble.
That is wild. And Kesser takes it a step further, right? Because
Sure.
they don't just stop at peel tea.
Right. They start looking at the compost bin as this broader economic system. They even bring in seaweed gathered from the shoreline to mix with their kitchen scraps.
Seaweed. From the beach to the compost bin. I love that.
It's brilliant. They start stacking these natural systems because, composting at home is often viewed as just a quaint gardening hobby.
Yeah, just tossing eggshells in a bucket.
But it's far more than that. You aren't just saving a few cents on a municipal trash hauling bill. You are basically running a micro-refinery right on your counter.
A micro refinery. I mean, you're taking biological waste, breaking it down, and manufacturing high-grade, bioavailable fertilizer. You're basically printing your own gardening currency.
Exactly. It completely reframes how you look at the kitchen counter.
It really does. That brown banana stops being a ticking clock of rotting fruit and starts looking like raw material.
And they managed to close the loop perfectly. The boys finish off their campfire pancakes topped with homemade yogurt, jam, and frozen blueberries.
Purposely emptying the freezer, too, just to make room for whatever their newly supercharged garden produces next. So smart.
It's a masterclass in the kitchen economy.
Truly. The human kidneys carefully regulate potassium to keep our hearts beating, but nature has its own perfect balancing system right there in the compost pile. If a spotted, rejected banana can fuel a human body, and its discarded peel can brew a magical tea to regenerate the soil, it makes you wonder. What other trash sitting in your kitchen right now is actually an untapped battery of life-saving nutrients?